Hello and welcome to the first episode of a new series called Tiny Home Tuesdays, where every Tuesday I will be bringing you a tiny home build in The Sims 4. Today's tiny home is inspired by my recent trip to Thailand, and I am going to do a vlog about that trip, so I'm not going to talk too much in detail about that right now. I was in a more rural area, so it is going to be a small family home here. Like I said, it's going to be inspired by houses that I saw on my trip. Since this house is based off Thailand, I'm going to be building in Tomarang, so it's going to be a Thai Tiny Home Tuesday in Tomarang. Every week will not be alliteration. But here is our lot in Tomarang and just a simple shell to start. For this build, I am doing a speed build, and then I'm just going to be kind of like talking in the background. I already did the build. Every Tiny Home Tuesday might not be the same format. The only rules are that it must be a tiny home and that the video will be posted on a Tuesday. Alright, now that you've got it. Like I said, I was in a more rural area of Thailand, and it was a small village near Chaam or Hua Hin. This is just based on the houses that I was seeing. Not every house in Thailand is going to look the same, so I understand that. But some of the things that I was seeing where I was were a lot of these like metal roofs. So I'm using this metal roof from Island Living. I only saw the outsides of these houses. I wasn't going into people's houses there. But another thing I did notice was a lot of tile work on like porches or on even like tables and chairs and stuff, like on the sides there would be tiles. So I'm going to be using a lot of tile. I assume that is because of the high humidity there and to avoid things getting moisture damage. So I am going to be using a lot of tile inside and out. I wanted to use windows that can be open fully, like these ones from Island. A lot of Island Living here, but I wanted this to be a home where all the windows could be open because I'm gonna add one air conditioner unit here, but I don't think that's very common. I'm not quite sure what area makes the most sense, but I'm thinking it will be in like the common area. I'm gonna make this house for 2 kids and 2 adults. I don't know if this is an official tiny home by Sims standards because I don't have, what is it, Tiny Living? Is it a game pack? I don't know. I don't have it, so I don't know. So I can't make this an official Sims tiny home. I apologize if it goes over the tile count that makes it an actual tiny home. My intention is just to make a small house, so ideally would take a little less time than some of my other builds to help me to get content out there every week, which I'm not always the best at. So this is an effort from me to bring more posts to you. Okay, I did see a lot of these like plastic chairs in yards and the place I was staying, so I'm gonna add those on the front porch, which has a tile floor. I noticed a lot of like mismatching stuff too. It just kind of seemed like something breaks, you replace it with what's available. You're not calling a contractor, like you're not getting a designer to come in and fix your home. You're just like, oh, the awning's broken, cool, we'll just use this yellow awning from over here, just the way it is. So I'm gonna add the kitchen over on this area on the left in the front room, and then I'm gonna put the living room in kind of that area between the 2 bedrooms. We're gonna have 1 bathroom. I definitely wanted to have these open doors of some kind because the weather is so warm that everything is very like indoor-outdoor lifestyle from what I experienced there. I was staying at a wildlife center, so I was working there as a veterinarian, as a veterinary volunteer. It was an awesome experience. It was really hot. That's why I'm giving them an air conditioning unit. But I also want to keep it close to the style that I was seeing. And so yeah, there was a small town. We drove through it a few times, but I didn't see the insides of any of these houses, so I'm going with what I experienced in the style of the volunteer housing and the facilities there, so I could be off on what the insides of these houses look like. But I did see a lot of like very small homes, so I think that a tiny home works for this kind of lifestyle. What's getting weird is after doing a lot of tiny homes, because I've done some Pokemon tiny homes, I've done some Animal Crossing houses that are basically tiny homes, but I start to realize that I can easily fit everything that you need in a house in a small house, and now I like don't know what to do with a big house. Like, what do we do with all this space? In real life, I'm sure I could fill that up. The For Rent pack, I'm going to be using a lot of stuff from that, but I feel like some of the stuff looks very fancy. It's almost like I've built a hotel with that before, doing like a White Lotus build, and that's not quite what I'm going for. I did stay at a very nice hotel in Bangkok after the volunteer experience because I was hot and dirty and wanted to experience some luxury living for a couple days. So I booked a very nice hotel, highly recommend. It was very cheap. In the volunteer housing, we had a free shower head, and when you took a shower, the whole bathroom just gets wet. And I hate that, but I am going to include a free shower head in case that is something that is regular there. But I'm also going to include a bathtub because I'm going to have kids here, so we need a way for the children to get bathed. I do know from one person who worked there that lived in an apartment in the village that she did not have air conditioning, so I really don't think it's super common to have air conditioning there, which is mind-blowing to me. I know that if you live there for a while, your body probably adjusts a bit, but I was not adjusting. 2 weeks was not enough time for my body to be okay with no air conditioning. I'm using tile in most rooms here. I feel like a freestanding sink is what I saw most commonly, so I'm gonna do that instead of doing like a countertop with a sink in it. And then I just use this more like plain tile for the walls here. I don't do a lot of builds with kids in mind, so this will be interesting to go through some of like the kid items when I do build a house that's made for kids. Because when I play Sims, I rarely play with kids, but got some towels on the wall, multiple towels. We're gonna use multiple toothbrushes. And then I put this vent on the outside, and I decided to put one on the inside too, so it actually looks like a vent that actually goes outside. Even though we have this giant open window, so maybe we didn't need that vent, but you know what? We got it. Extra ventilation in this bathroom, okay? It would be nice to have some ventilation in our volunteer housing bathroom. Humid, tiled, closed-in room. I would definitely love to go back to Thailand and do the southern part, like the Phi Phi Islands. I would love to go do more of like the beachy stuff, and even just more of like the jungle, because I was just in the one area. I did take a taxi ride from Bangkok, so I got to see a little bit of, a little bit outside of the wildlife center and outside of Bangkok, but I wasn't exploring Thailand much. I was there to work with the animals, and I did, and I'm very grateful for that. It was a wonderful experience, but I do want to go back and do more. I was also accidentally there during Songkran, the water festival, so I didn't really I know I'm a party pooper. I didn't really want to leave my hotel much when I was in Bangkok because I didn't feel like getting soaked with water by strangers, which is what happens when you go on the streets. I understand. Fun. I promise I'm not trying to be a party pooper. I was just like, I had a nice hotel room and I didn't really want to leave it, and I didn't have to for most of it. So I was there by myself, so I just didn't feel like partying with random people in the street. That's not my travel style. I'm more of I want to do things by myself. Talk to people maybe. Just wasn't for me on this trip. If I had planned to go during that time, then maybe I would have been more into it, but I didn't, and I didn't know that was going to be happening. It looked very fun to the people who were involved. So one thing I saw multiple places, multiple times in the town and at the wildlife center was tables and chairs, like stools, that were like concrete and then the sides were tiled. I don't know how else to explain it. So I tried to do my best to recreate that with a platform. And so I think it has the look that I wanted. It just wouldn't have been like attached to the house in what I'm picturing and what I'm trying to do. I got a platform trim and a tile that match really well. What I'm trying to do with this is make it look like a table. So I've just got some like mugs out there, books, maybe you're just chilling on your front porch with your coffee, reading in the morning, whatever. But I want this to look like a place where people hang out and where they use a tiled concrete table. I didn't really see much siding. The houses did seem to be more of like a stucco style. I don't know my siding materials well, okay, but I tried to go with very like plain colors, no wallpaper, because with the moisture I don't think that would hold up very well in most places. The bathroom at the vet hospital, I have pictures and I will put them in the vlog, but they had these amazing tiles with animals on them that were like beautiful. It had like all this greenery and like monkeys and birds on it. It was so pretty. I want that in a bathroom so bad. I don't even think we have anything like that in The Sims. Closest would be like the Snowy Escape ones that are for the bathhouse that have like the cats with all the bubbles and stuff. And then I know there's like a mural one in that too, but it wasn't quite like that. It was like wallpaper, but tiles. It was very cool. Saved some space. I used a bunk bed in the bedroom. I'm making the bedroom for 2 boys, thinking about one of them being a little older, one being a little younger, neither of them being toddlers. We're not doing toddler stuff. Maybe like 8 to 10 and then like a teenager, something like that. I actually really have not explored Tomarang since I got this pack. Like I bought it with the intention of building. I did that with a lot of packs, so when I started doing build videos, I bought a lot of packs and I haven't played in a lot of them. I've just done builds with the items and I don't go around and like explore the towns. And there's a lot that I need to do that with. Kind of just think that things go in cycles for me, and then if I start to get a little bored of building, maybe I'll start doing more gameplay. But right now I'm in a building, I'd say rut. I wouldn't say rut, I'm thriving in the building, but I'm in a bit of a building like mode, I don't know. Can't think of the right word, but in a good way. I'm obsessed with building right now. Tried to do a lot of like sports posters, game posters in here. Put some video games on the shelves, lots of extra books, the hat, some figures like the taxi and the city. Maybe their dream is to go to Bangkok and they've never been. Or maybe New York City, somewhere different. This was my first time in Thailand and it's been a place I've like dreamed of going my whole life. Always been like, I want to go to Thailand and work with elephants. We are. Did it. The elephants were definitely the best part. Definitely. This place was Wildlife Friends Foundation and they rescue animals mostly from like the tourist trade, so mostly from entertaining, elephant rides, elephant begging where they like take elephants through the streets and take pictures with tourists and get money that way, or breeding for those purposes. A lot of the smaller animals, if it's anything small and cute, oftentimes it was a pet that someone got and didn't know how to take care of, which happens a lot, unfortunately. So yeah, it's like very unfortunate circumstances, but it was really great getting to work with the animals. Volunteers are not touching the animals, not taking pictures with the animals, stuff like that, unless it's absolutely necessary. So being part of the vet team, we did interact with them quite a bit, but we're literally giving them treatment. But the other volunteers, the like wildlife volunteers, and then there's elephant volunteers, they're like making food for the animals, you know, that kind of thing. I did the veterinary volunteer program, but they do take volunteers who will be doing those other things. So anyone can go volunteer if you want. I think the TV and like the TV console table look pretty nice in this corner. It's a little squished, but it is a tiny home, and that's just the way things are sometimes. I decided to give them a gaming console, and we have some board games in the boys' room too. I'm obsessed with this little box, which is from For Rent, so it fits the vibe perfectly. I'm gonna do a basketball hoop in the backyard, and then I love these pictures from the Casanova cave? I don't know, something like that. Whatever, Don Lothario's kit. Yeah, I like those pictures because there's like a city swatch and then there's like a waterfall swatch. So even though there's also pictures of him, you don't need this. I love the round coffee tables. I like the look, but they're all huge. I found this cats and dogs bookshelf to be really the only one that's like somewhat narrow and small enough to fit in a space like that. I feel like it is just the only one that worked in that space. Really. I love the For Rent cupboards so much. I think they're so beautiful. And the corner shelf. I'm obsessed with finding all the different cabinets because you don't see them unless you like get them out. Looking at all the cabinets, like different cabinet swatches, you know how they have like different sizes and stuff, because some of them have really cute stuff on them, have like plates and items on them, and I think it's so cute. I love it. I'm obsessed with this one. So it's like the end kind of corner one, or so it's like the end or a corner, so it could have gone like on the corner of that wall there, but I just shoved it into the end slot. And you know what's super frustrating? I could not get anything to slot to this shelf. Like, why is there a big empty space and then you literally can't put anything there? I don't understand. Yeah, maybe in live mode it's supposed to be like filled with books, but I was very annoyed because there's like half a shelf with nothing on it and you literally can't put anything there. So I had to raise the box up from the floor. I love the art from For Rent, so we're definitely going to use that. The like wood pieces. Gotta honor the elephants. It took me a while to figure out this air conditioner because in my head I was trying to put it in a window because that's what I'm used to seeing. So this one is like on the wall, but part outside, part inside. I've never seen one like that before, but there we go. It shows up with a vent on the inside, so I believe it's meant to go on a wall like that. This bedroom is a bit cramped. In a 3-tile wide bedroom, your Sims can still get to the bed in half a tile on each side. I did playtest this build. Everything works fine, including this bed. I like these shelves from the Grange mudroom kit because it kind of works as like a built-in closet, but we really don't have a lot of space in here. So I really liked having one as like the wardrobe and then one as open shelving so we can decorate it a little bit. And I think these curtains look great. We have a red bed, yellow walls, and then we have red and yellow curtains. Definitely wanted a full-length full-length mirror in here, and I realized how few options we have for wall-mounted full-length mirrors, because the only one that is like big enough to look like a mirror but not so big that it's annoying is this one that has the lights, which I love, but I think it looks a little fancy for the house, but oh well. Since we didn't have room in the bathroom to do many toiletries or makeup, stuff like that, I decided to do that in this like open shelving. So we have the jewelry box, the purse, and I love this little tray with the brush and the clip. I ended up doing like sunglasses, a watch, perfume, just a little bit of like the things you need, closet vanity kind of stuff here. And I had to do a lot of moving around with that magic white base game shelf to get stuff to fit where I wanted it, but we got there in the end. I think it ended up looking really good. I used to never use this wall art from the paranormal stuff kit because it's made to like go on stairs and it's kind of like cut off. And then I saw someone in a video just like not even mention it. They just like threw that up and put two little pictures in the blank space. And I was like, why am I so dumb that I didn't think that you can just like add pictures to it? It's very easy. So anyways, if you didn't think about that either, if there's a gallery wall that you like that doesn't quite fit where you're trying to make it, you can always add more of something I didn't think about. So now that's all the inside done, and we're moving on to landscaping, just going with a lot of like the tropical stuff, so a lot of island living. I really wanted just like a plain concrete slab out here, but I was having a hard time connecting it to the house. So what I ended up having to do is build one stair, because it's only one foundation level up. So I had to build one stair, bring it out so that we had like the long, I don't know how to explain it exactly, but I'll show you in the video. But basically make it so that these stairs have this like the long part at the top, the like landing, I guess. Bring that up to the house, but delete the like platform that I had there. It took a lot of wiggling around. I did not really know what I was doing when I was doing it. I just kind of moved stuff around until I got what I was aiming for, which was a little bit of tile connecting to the ground, because I can't connect this ground slab of concrete, which is dumb, to the house because they're different foundation levels. So I just had to add one step to separate them. Like, it's just one step, it should work. So why can't we connect them? Don't ask me. But anyways, we did get a basketball hoop out here, just added like a plain little picnic table, and then I messed around a lot with picking a different tile or different concrete for this. I added a grill over by the house too, so I wanted something with like lines in it a little bit, and I think it ended up looking pretty good. We got to make the backyard decent, because if you haven't seen it, you will when I do the tour, but this house backs up to this like absolutely stunning, beautiful water, like lagoon kind of area, so we definitely need to be able to hang out back here. When it comes to landscaping, the low-lying pale flowers are my friend, my best friend. They work everywhere. I added the little lighted palm tree from the recent event. I think that was the SpongeBob event. And then I just added a couple other kind of tropical looking trees. I forgot a mailbox, but the one that comes with the house actually works pretty well. There was something else I forgot, but I do fix that. Added a couple plants out front to add some color, which I love. I think it looks so cute. So you can sit on your front porch and watch people, or you can go out back and watch the beautiful lagoon. Perfect either way. That is really the build finished. I think I add like a couple extra little things here, a few decorations to the kitchen, and then I realized what you've probably already realized, which is that I forgot a fridge. This is not the first time I've done that. It's probably not the second time. Maybe the third, but maybe beyond that, honestly. I just got carried away with the cabinets, I think, because I love the way the cabinets look right now. But I do have to ruin it with the fridge, and I will, I promise. I noticed upon having my Sin test it. Another thing I thought about was doing like a squat toilet that comes with for rent. I didn't see any when I was in Thailand. I'm sure they do have them, but I don't know. I'm going off of the things that I saw and experienced, and I did not see any of those. So I decided not to include it. But also, look at this beautiful lagoon back here. This would be an amazing property. Would love to live here with air conditioning. It is a pretty small lot, honestly. Couldn't do a much bigger house here. I don't have much of a backyard or front yard, and it's pretty much taken up the whole lot. Perfect for a little tiny home. I also added the no shoes sign. This was something I've never experienced before. Even in the vet hospital, there were a lot of shoes off, and usually I'm used to like closed-toed shoes. Make sure your feet are covered. There's blades flying everywhere. There's not, but like there's a possibility you could drop a needle on your foot or something like that. And no, we were in the surgery room barefoot. I don't know. New experience for me. Perfect introduction to Tiny Home Tuesdays. I made sure that everything was functional once all the furniture was in. I only realized I forgot a fridge when I went to try to cook something to make sure that the stove worked. I really don't know how I missed that with like so much touring. I don't know. My brain just was like, yep, kitchen complete. No further questions. So yeah, I had to ruin the layout of this beautiful kitchen a little bit. The only way I could think to preserve the cabinet line that I really like was to do away with the hood above the stove. So, you know, consequences be what they may. We're just gonna cook under a cupboard and pretend that there's a little fan in there, okay? I just didn't want to mess with the wall against the bedroom because I really like that one. Okay, I did upload it to the gallery after the fridge. I couldn't remember, so the fridge is in there. And my gallery ID is Fauna and Forest if you do want to play with this build. I don't know how many packs it used. It wasn't letting me see that, but it shouldn't be too many. You never could have used an item from like every pack imaginable and not realize it because they're all little items. That's our first weekly tiny home build. Let me know any other tiny home ideas you have. They might be normal houses. It's again really just a way for me to make sure that I'm getting like a small build done each week. Sometimes the big ambitious ones just take so long that like I lose momentum when I'm going through all the process, building it and then editing it and all that. This one will be a little quicker. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.